Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel, and we have some astounding breaking news today from Reuters. Now, it's been some time since we've covered the Second Amendment and gun rights. However, it is pretty self-explanatory. You can go back and watch my older videos. But nonetheless, guys, from Reuters, U.S. Supreme Court expands gun rights, strikes down New York law. Washington, June 23rd, which was Thursday, June 23rd. The U.S. Supreme Court on Thursday declared for the first time that the U.S. Constitution protects an individual's right to carry a handgun in public for self-defense, handing a landmark victory to gun right activists in a nation deeply divided over how to address firearm violence. In a 6-3 ruling, with the court's conservative justices in the majority and liberal justices in dissent, struck down New York State's limits on carrying concealed handguns outside the home. So this is part of the recent demonstrations that we have seen, and perhaps many have said that the leak that has never happened from the Supreme Court in the history of the United States was perhaps intentional because we are in the midterms. This is one of many issues that will be brought up. There could potentially be protests. We'll have to see. However, for those of you who have been following the channel from the early days, you know, when I had completed my firearms training course and all these sorts of things, we talked about 2A and the Second Amendment and these sorts of events quite often. However, I am pretty confident this video will be demonetized, well, limited ads on YouTube because of its content. So that's why I rely on you guys for your support. And of course, below each of the videos that you watch to the right-hand corner, right above where you would subscribe, there is a super thanks now, making it super easy to donate to the channel, and your contributions are always appreciated. Thank you to all of those who watch also on New Tech. So as we can see here on Twitter, it is trending. Supreme Court voids New York gun limits, establishes right to carry. So as we just mentioned, and it's important to note here that this is a constitutional right. That's what people need to understand. Carrying a firearm in the United States is a constitutional right. It isn't a law. It isn't something that was created by a state. It is in our Constitution. Now, of course, I'll just use those as illustrations to hammer in the point. Now, you'll often hear people say, well, it's supposed to be for a well-regulated militia. Well, the thing is, we have the Second Amendment, and our amendments are amended. So there are amendments to the Constitution. And we've had that amendment, and we have it under the District of Columbia versus Heller. So the original language always stays in the Constitution. So they don't change the Constitution. It always reads the way it reads from its original, and then, of course, then they put in the amendment. As you can see here, District of Columbia versus Heller. This is in June 26 of 2008, which is ironic that it falls in June as well. Held a 5-4 that the Second Amendment guarantees an individual right to possess firearms independent of service in a state militia, and to use firearms for traditionally lawful purposes, including self-defense within the home. So again, you're seeing a reiteration, basically. This is no surprise to me, probably no surprise to you guys. So as I was saying, people can plainly understand from the Constitution that our rights should not be infringed. U.S. Supreme Court strikes down New York limits on concealed handguns. The Justice's 6-3 decision is expected to ultimately allow more people to legally carry guns on the streets of the nation's largest cities. About a quarter of the U.S. population lives in states expected to be affected by the ruling. The ruling comes as Congress is actively working on gun legislation following recent events that you guys are aware of. I can't say that specifically, although this video will probably already be on limited ads. And I want to remind everyone that even reality set in for many of these gun control individuals. Remember this? From Occupy Democrats, this is on June. Wow, interesting that there's a June theme here. No civilian needs an AR-15, regardless of whatever mental gymnastics you do. You are a very special breed of stupid. And then, after the events happen in Europe, in February the 24th, 2022, breaking. Ukraine's interior minister announces that 10,000 automatic rifles have been handed out to the civilians of Kyiv as they prepare to fight tooth and nail to defend their homes against Putin's invasion. So there you have it. So it isn't that the Democrats can't understand things. It is that they do things for tribal reasons, just like Joe Biden right now. Joe Biden could reinstitute American energy production if he wanted to, but he's not going to do it because he wants to appeal to the minority groups of people out there, the climate control militants and so forth, and progressives, to ensure, of course, that they stay satisfied and voting Democrat. Because, of course, if you don't vote Democrat, you are a threat to democracy. I welcome your guys' thoughts and comments down below. I want to thank all of you guys on Alternative Tech for all that you do. That would be Odyssey, BitChute, Rumble, and DTube for your continued support here on the channel. And, of course, following this video as of tomorrow will be the Friday vlog. I hope to see you all guys there. And appearing there on the screen, that would be the channel icon. You can click on to subscribe to the channel here on the YouTubes. And, of course, notifications. And that's what I had for you guys today. And I'll see you in the Friday vlog.